I'm making this video because Kyle Klinsky, Secular Talk, completely ruined this list. Number 1, Arby's. Fast food tier list. I don't eat Arby's. I hear it's good from everybody who gets it, though. I'm going to just tuck it safely in B. It's kind of not a fair one to rate, though, because I don't eat it. Burger King, I used to love Burger King when I was younger. I've gotten it a few times recently. It was okay. It was hit and miss recently when I've been getting it, but overall, I used to think it was a solid S or A. Last few times, like 3 or 4 times I've gotten it A or B. I think Burger King belongs in B. Little Caesars. Haven't gotten it for a while, and for good reasons, because I didn't like it when I had it. It could have been a fluke, though. My experience was a D or C experience when I got Little Caesars. It was one of the few pizzas that I actually didn't really want to finish, and I wasn't full. I was actually hungry, and I was just like, I took a bite, and I was kind of like, this tastes like plasticky. It doesn't taste very good, and it just wasn't really good. And I always like pizza. Pizza is one of those things that it's really hard to mess it up, but Little Caesars somehow did. And maybe that's an unfair assessment from that one time, and maybe it's usually pretty good and people like it, but that one time, giving it the benefit of the doubt, it was honestly a D, but giving it the benefit of the doubt, I'll put it in C. Carl's Jr., I've actually never had this ever, and I don't think I don't know anyone who eats Carl's Jr. Do you know Carl's Jr.? Okay. I got to skip Carl's Jr. because I don't know what that is. I mean, I've heard of it, but I haven't had it. Chick-fil-A, I mean, politics aside, people like to hate on Chick-fil-A. It's solid S tier. Chicken sandwiches are always consistent. The food's always like, hot and fresh. I pretty much never got Chick-fil-A and been disappointed. We're not going to be edgelords here. Chipotle, solid S tier. Great fast food. Good every time, unless they totally mess it up. Once in a while, it's nerve-wracking if they don't put enough meat on it, or if the burrito, rips, and the employees being, sneaky about it, and they're trying to wrap it real quick even with a rip in it. It can be frustrating sometimes with Chipotle. The experience can be frustrating, but overall, when Chipotle is good, it's really good, in my opinion. And for the price, I think it's just very fair, like good, solid fast food that I'm happy with 90+% of the time. Domino's is incredibly solid in my opinion. Some people hate on Domino's. I think it's very solid pizza. I wouldn't really put it S, but I would say it's A. I think it's consistently good. Sometimes it lacks some sauce. Sometimes it kind of has like that tinge of low quality taste, but overall, I mean, it's pizza. I think it's good. It's a really great price. I remember when this pizza used to be $7 or $8 for a large. I'm not sure if it still is around there or not. I haven't had it I think the last time I had it was probably 5 or 6 months ago. And I liked it. I had it a couple times in this last, year or so, and I thought it was good. I think it's a solid A-tier pizza. Dairy Queen, I haven't really gotten much of their food, so I might just tuck this safely in like B or C. I like their ice cream. I bet their burgers are pretty okay. I'm going to put them on B, and hopefully it's consistent with, Burger King or Arby's. Have you heard anything about DQ's food? I'm going to put that in B. Five Guys burgers. I haven't had Five Guys in forever, so I'm only going on my experience when I was younger, and I would get Five Guys when I would go to the mall and stuff. And I used to think their burgers were really good. A lot of people say they're overpriced now. My experience in the past, I would say like a solid A. But I don't have a lot of experience judging this one. So I want to say, unfortunately, I'm going to tuck it safely in B just because I haven't had Five Guys in years now. So I'm not comfortable putting it in A. But I'm sure they're pretty solid still. I hear they're like a little pricey, but I'm sure they're a solid burger. I don't know. I'm going to put it in B. In-N-Out, I don't have any experience with this, really. I don't really know anybody who gets In-N-Out. Same thing with Jack in the Box, unfortunately. I'm going to skip these. KFC was complete trash last time I got it. I remember back in the day when I was like 16 and I would go to KFC with my friends and we'd get those little snacker sandwiches. They were like $1 back in the day. in I mean, what was that? The early 2000s or something, or and it used to be okay then when you can get a little snacker sandwich for like $1.25 or whatever, and I used to get like way too many of them when I was like a little chunky kid. But lately, I gave KFC a shot maybe 2 times this last 5 years or so, and I was 2 or 3 times this last 5 years, and I was disappointed every time I got them. Just the employees just seemed like really like they didn't give a shit. There was nobody in line, but it was just like the service itself was bad. I was gonna get 2 chicken sandwiches. I was like, those are pretty big, right? Those chicken sandwiches. Like, is this gonna be enough for like a dinner? And they're like, oh yeah, they're big. I get them. I think they gave me like snacker sandwiches there to try to like rip me off or something because the sandwich was like $4 or $5, and it seemed like a tiny sandwich, like a really pathetically small sandwich. Like, this is not a dinner. Even 2 of these is not a dinner. And it was cost like more than $10 or whatever. So KFC for me, I mean, I think it was terrible the last few times. I would never go there again. I think it was a D tier, especially with better chicken options like Chick-Fil-A, and we'll see other chicken options coming up. But McDonald's, solid burgers. I don't necessarily want to put it above Burger King though, but I think it's a solid A tier. Like, you want some fast food burgers, McDonald's is solid. I almost want to bump up Burger King now because I honestly think Burger King's solid too. Some people hate on Burger King that say McDonald's is better. I think they're both pretty good. I think they're both in business for a reason. Except for the exploitative, corporations, keeping them in business, advertisement, etc. But I don't know. I think they're good competitors. The Burger King McDonald's thing, it's like Coke and Pepsi. I'm always a Coke guy. I used to be a Burger King guy. Coke and Burger King. I know people who are really into Pepsi. I know people who are into McDonald's. I don't know. I think they're both comparable. Panda Express. I actually haven't had this in a while, but I remember. I mean, it's just high calorie, high fat, sugary chicken with whatever fried rice, and it's very solid. If you what you're getting, what you see is what you get usually. It's pretty consistent. I want to say B. I don't get it often. I haven't had it, admittedly, in probably at least a solid year, but I always remember it being pretty solid, but it's not something that I go out of my way to get. I think Papa John's is extremely solid. It's at or above Domino's, like when it comes to pizza, in my opinion. I maybe would skip doing S because of the price, but I think Papa John's is always very consistent, and I like it. As much as people hate on Papa John's, I'll put it in Domino's because quality to price ratio, I think they're about equal. But if I had to pick Papa John's or Domino's and it was free, I'd pick Papa John's. But because Papa John's is a solid $5-6 more or whatever, I'll put it in the same tier as Domino's. Pizza Hut, clearly a tier below these two. I want to say it is above Little Caesars for sure, so I'll tuck it in B. It's fine. I don't go out of my way to get it. I think it's probably one of the worst pizza chains, but I still would enjoy it. But it's definitely not like the worst, like Little Caesars or probably some other pizza chains that I'm not thinking of at the moment. I can't really think of like the worst pizza chains. I usually like pizza. I mean, I like Pizza Hut. If I get it, I like it. I think it's a solid B. I don't think it's anything special though. I don't go out of my way to get it. Popeyes, I mean, I would probably put that in S too, but it depends what items you get. I think they have the best chicken sandwich. I think their chicken sandwich is better than Chick-fil-A's. It's like this big, like, honkin', juicy, like, crispy piece of chicken. The price is amazing for it. You get 2 of those, you're full. 2 of those and fries is like an awesome dinner, in my opinion. It doesn't really break your wallet either. Sometimes they can overload it with the mayonnaise. It's kind of gross. Or if you say light mayo, it might be appropriate, or just say no mayo and put your own mayo on it or whatever, and your own sauces. That's the only thing with like the chicken sandwich, but I haven't really explored their just chicken options, their fried chicken alone, not on a sandwich, but I know their chicken sandwich is probably the best chicken sandwich I've ever had, fried chicken sandwich, so that alone gets it an S tier in my opinion. Sonic I haven't had in a really long time. I remember it just being solid, like you drive up, you get the food, it's like greasy burgers, etc. I'm going to tuck that away safely in B. This is kind of just my default if I don't have much experience with them, but I have had them, but I haven't had it for a while. It's probably a solid B option. Subway, a lot of people hate on Subway. Lately, I do think I've been kind of noticing like a quality decrease, or maybe they always had not the best quality and I just didn't notice. I think it's okay. I wouldn't go out of my way to get Subway. Um, it's between B or C for me. I used to say probably B. Now I'm leaning more towards C. I'm going to probably put it in B because I've had some good times with Subway. I can go get, a steak and cheese with chipotle sauce and veggies, and I think it's really good, toasted, and that's my order usually. And yeah, the Philly steak, it's great in my opinion. It's not as great as other places. I think if was it Jersey Mike's? I mean, I think Jersey Mike's blows this out of the water. I think other sub places blow Subway out of the water, and they probably would be, A tier. But I think Subway's B tier. It's fine. I don't feel comfortable giving it a C, but it's like teetering for me. Maybe we'll throw it in C. Just kind of out of the sub options, it's probably C when you compare it to the other places. If we want to put some other sub place here, want to put Jersey Mike's here, and I'm not super familiar with all the sub options, but I'll put Subway here, but just know that it's a C plus or a B minus. Taco Bell, I mean, it's just the go-to classic college kid, S tier fast food. Some people say, oh, it's overhyped, it's overrated. No, it deserves the hype. It's consistently good in my opinion. You want some junky fast food like tacos, you got to know what you're getting. You're gonna get some fine dining cuisine. You're gonna get some authentic Mexican. No, you're getting fast food tacos, and they're great in my opinion. The price is going up though at Taco Bell. An order from me now, same order I used to remember. I used to get 3 cheesy gorditas as a kid, and they were what, $2 back then. I mean, the order would literally be $7 for 3 items, and it was very filling. Nowadays, I still get 3 items if I'm going to eat Taco Bell for a dinner, like a cheat day, like a Saturday dinner or something. I'll get 3 items, and it often costs $13, $14, $15 now. I mean, it's getting more expensive. That's the only commentary with Taco Bell. I still think it's good. I think Taco Bell is consistently good, but again, I mean, with a lot of things too, prices go up, and it's kind of annoying. And you remember the good old days, the golden years, when you used to get an amazing, fast food order at these places for $6, and it was really filling. And I don't know, the golden years of the '90s and early 2000s, etc. I mean, I don't know how old everyone is, all 4 viewers that might watch this video, but that's the thing. I'm in my early 30s now, so I remember the golden years of fast food. And even before that, my parents and, people who are in their 40s or whatever, I mean, it's probably even better for them. Oh, we get a fast food meal for $4. Now Taco Bell, $14 for, a meal. But I think it's still really good. It's the classic. It's the one people talk about for a reason. It's S tier, in my opinion. Wendy's, honestly, a lot of people say Wendy's is the best. It's the best out of all the burger places. I put it on the same level as Burger King, McDonald's. Some people say, I have no reason to not believe them. They say it's fresher, it's better ingredients, it's higher quality. If it's between these 3, I could probably do any one of these. Wendy's, Burger King, or McDonald's. I think they're all actually about equal. I'm not well versed in burgers, I guess, so I'm gonna put them all. I don't remember the last time I had Wendy's. Probably 2 years ago at least, and I like it every time I get it. But then again, I like McDonald's every time. I used to hate on McDonald's. I used to talk shit about McDonald's because I was a Burger King guy, and then I got some of their quarter pounders, and they were juicy. They seemed fresh. They seemed delicious. They were low priced, and I was really impressed with McDonald's the last couple times I've gotten it actually with this quarter pounders. And Burger King, 85% of the time, I really like them. 1 out of, 15% of the time, whatever, it might taste a little bit stale or whatever. There's Burger King, I think, is really good, but sometimes it tastes a bit flawed, the bun was left out too long or whatever. That's my experience recently with Burger King, but I always used to love Burger King too. I love that char grill taste Burger King has. Wendy's doesn't quite have that as well, that char grill kind of-ness. The Wendy's has almost a upgraded McDonald's-ness, but Wendy's doesn't have the McDonald's-ness taste. That McDonald's-ness. Wendy's has the Wendy's-ness, which is more just kind of like fresh ingredients, grease. Like, I don't know. Wendy's kind of has that more like plain classic taste. It doesn't have like Wendy's doesn't really have Wendy's-ness. Whereas Burger King has Burger King-ness, McDonald's has McDonald's-ness. Wendy's kind of has just like almost feels like I could make their burger. You know what I mean? Like I could make a burger that tastes very similar to Wendy's, whereas I'm not confident I could make a burger that tastes like Burger King or McDonald's. As hard as I try, it take a week of research, scientific research. I don't think I can recreate McDonald's or Burger King. However, I think I could actually recreate Wendy's. And that's not a big factor with this tier list, but I'm just making a commentary. I just think it's a similar level to these burger places. And I've had White Castle in person. I do like their boxed burgers. I have had it in person. It was good in person. It was a little sloppier. It was kind of like, I mean, I hate to say it was kind of like ghetto-ish, I guess, like in person. I want to say that's solid burgers. They were good. You got to get 4 or 5, 6 of them with fries, and yeah, I mean they're little tiny greasy burgers with like onion, and they're like fantastic. They're very the whole burger kind of has that soft tenderness to it, especially because the patties, the burger patties never tough. Like, you can never describe a White Castle burger as tough, and it's very thin, and it has that it has the onions on it, it has the cheese on it, and it seems like it's like a little burger treat. It's like a little burger candy. Like, it's not much meat. It's like enough where you taste it, but it's like the meat, and then there's all the ingredients, and then the big puffy like tender bread and the grease, and it's kind of like, it's almost like fast food, like burger candy in a way. I'm not saying it's necessarily like overly sweet or sweeter than other burger options. Maybe it's a little bit sweeter, I don't know, but it kind of has that like candy-ish vibe to it, like the little treat snackies, you get them in your pillowcase. You're going trick-or-treat and they'll give you a little White Castle burger. I mean, I've never gotten one in my in my pillowcase when trick-or-treating, but that's the vibes. It's been a while. Some people might say like, oh, White Castle's kind of like ghetto and like shit, and I like their boxed burgers. I want this to be an experience of like actually going out and ordering this food like at the window, or picking up the pizzas. And I don't necessarily want to go on the box food, but I think their box burgers are good. I remember them being good when I got them. I haven't gotten White Castle in a solid, I mean, I was probably in my early 20s, so I'm close to a decade probably in real life. So this is the fast food tier list. I wish I could rate these. Jack in the Box probably is like a solid A or B. I don't know. In-N-Out, whatever. Probably. I want to just put them all in B, but I haven't had these. I haven't really heard anything. So here's the fast food tier list. This is a really good tier list. It doesn't get much better than the way I wrote. These are just, it's undeniable. This is inarguable in my opinion. Just solid. Everyone shits on it. Not everybody, a lot of people quote overhyped Chick-fil-A, right? It's so overhyped. But then there's the people shitting on the fact that it's overhyped. There's people who it's very divisive with Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is super good. Politics aside, all of this is politics aside. The politics of 99% of this I don't like, right? I mean, I don't like the politics of most companies. I don't like most CEOs, taking $10 million, bonuses every year. Whatever with Papa John's or Chick-fil-A and the anti-gay, Nazi camps or whatever. Politics aside completely, this is just about the food and the price. It is about the price too. I factored price in and quality of food and taste when rating these. And this list, it doesn't get much better. This is a really good tier list. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching the video.